Okay, Michael, nice to get a win under your belt. What's that done for the confidence in the squad, and have you noticed like a lift in confidence and training in the week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to help confidence, there's no doubt about that. I think there's definitely an extra spring in the step of one or two players who were searching for their own confidence as individuals. I thought the performance was very good the other night against a talented group. I thought we got the balance right by being aggressive, but at the same time, bit of composure. The players are really looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Every week we're speaking about slight improvements in performance. Do you feel like you're sort of climbing that ladder to slowly get where you need to be?
I think we're definitely trending or moving, whatever word you want to use, in the right direction. I thought there was a lot to be admired about the way the lads went about their business against Swindon in the second half, not the first half, but second half. And I know we were chasing the game, you're a goal behind it, it's a little bit easier, but I was sort of pleased with some of the things that I've seen. And then, listen, we had a really good meeting and a productive meeting on Monday about, obviously, the next few games coming up, and a lot of stuff that we spoke about in that meeting we were implemented on Tuesday. So, hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
What do you need to take that next step, do you feel?
Well, we need to score the first goal. That will definitely help us. I think there's no doubt about that. That's something that's been lacking for a long time, really. Getting that first goal gives you a great opportunity to go and win the game. If not, obviously take something from the game. And it sort of obviously makes the opposition have to open up and chase games, and which leaves lots of space and lots of room to hurt them. So that's a big one. We certainly ticked a box on Tuesday night, going behind in the game and sort of coming from behind to go and win it. I thought we were going to do that on Saturday and we fell short, but they showed a bit of spirit to sort of rekindle that feeling the other night. So yeah, the big one for me is trying to get our noses in front in the game and see how the opposition react, because for me football can change in literally a kick, and I think that there hasn't been enough times this season where we put the opposition under pressure. And I don't mean under pressure in terms of necessarily sustained amount of time, whether it be 10-15 minutes in a game, because I think we've done that. I mean actually put them under pressure in terms of being behind, because that anxiety and that feeling when you're behind in games and there's a chance you might lose a game is very different to the other side of it.
You mentioned about you don't want to keep falling behind, and that's been a big frustration for you this season. Do you think that's just not being aggressive from the off, or lack of concentration, or sort of a bit of everything?
Probably a little bit of everything, because I thought we were really aggressive the other night right from the start, and then the first literal opportunity they had in the game they scored, and don't get it wrong, it was a good goal, it was a quality goal from quality opposition. But there is a little bit of element of everything that we have to be mindful of. We have to earn the right to play. We have to play in the opposition's half of the pitch. However much I want to play, I want us to play forward. That's a key. I'm not a sort of tippy-tappy manager at all, but I do like my side to play good football. But that's being aggressive with the ball as well, not just without the ball. So hopefully that'll be the case tomorrow. I think we're definitely sort of showing good signs. To go behind at Swindon and come back as we did and then fall short, to have the courage and the confidence to be able to do it on Tuesday was good.
There was that spell against Swindon where you put under quite a bit of pressure in the first half. You managed to ride that storm. Was that pleasing and something you'd taken away, but on the same token you don't want to come under that much pressure again? Yeah,
a little bit, because one of the things that I think I might have said it last Friday, or if I didn't, it was a couple of days earlier, where one of the things that we hadn't done up to that point was in a couple of the games, the Notts County and the Tranmere game, was if you go behind in a game, it can happen. Anyone can put a screamer in from 40 yards or whatever it may be, punch one into the stanchion. But you have to give yourself a chance to hang in and stay in there. And we have to, if we ever go behind a game in a game again, if we can't score early or get back into the game earlier, we have to do what we did at Swindon and make sure that there's only one goal in it, because quickly things can change. And I do think we had all the momentum in that game, and unfortunately it got away from us. But in previous games we'd gone 2 goals behind, and you just give yourself a mountain to climb straight away. So I think that for us, the bits of details are, yes, go ahead in the game, but if you can't and the opposition do, stay in it, manage it, stay in it, and make sure that going into those last sort of 10 minutes you try and make it as uncomfortable as you possibly can.
You went with the 4 against Notts County, and then the last couple of games you played with a back 3. Is that something you prefer going with? Do you think the back 3 suits this group, or is it more of adapting who you're playing against?
Probably a little bit of adaptability of who you're up against. I think it was a difficult one for the Swindon one, because they were so heavily wanting in previous games for the ball to go earlier into Smith, and they were, they really relied on that way of playing and getting in the opposition's half of the pitch, and then looked to play in the opposition's half of the pitch. And we didn't know if they'd continue to go as direct, and because they were so successful doing it, we probably stuck and felt like that would be the case, and that's why we went with the 3. And as we've seen, obviously they tried to play a little bit more. They put a little bit more, a few more footballers in the team, and we struggled to adapt to that quickly enough. And then obviously, towards the end of that game, or in the middle part of the half, we went 3-4-3, and we looked really dangerous. So, I want the players to be adaptable. I want us to have the players to sort of cope and deal with different formations, and I think the more wins you get, the more confident they get, they'll be able to do that type of thing.
Has Isaac England given you something to think about heading into tomorrow?
To be fair, he has, since I walked through the door. People know my record with young players, developing young players, and literally within a week of me being at the football club, Isaac's been training with us pretty much every day, and he'll have peaks and troughs throughout the season, and times where he feels, deflated because he's not getting a look in, but then all of a sudden he'll have a run where he's getting minutes here, there and everywhere. So he's definitely given me I wouldn't say an headache. If it is an headache, it's a good one. He's definitely given me food for thought and an opportunity to, ask questions and push the rest of the group.
Accrington tomorrow, notoriously always been a tough side to play against. The breakdown. What are you expecting from that one?
Exactly what you just said. I think they'll get the ball from back to front reasonably quickly. They'll do it with quality. A lot of sort of diagonal angled balls rather than necessarily straight ones to deal with. So they do it clever. They know how to do it. The group that always make it difficult for you, as you just said. They never know when they're beaten. So it's a good challenge, but it's one that we're definitely ready for.
Fitness of the squad, everyone looking okay?
Bear with me. We've got a couple of issues. Scully's got a little bit of an issue with his groin, so obviously he wasn't available Tuesday. Unlikely to be available tomorrow unless he comes through a bit of an examination of today. So that doesn't look great. Mal seems to have come through his issue with his foot, even though obviously he played some minutes the other night. He had a little bit of a slight reaction, but he seems to be okay. He's going to train today. But other than that, I think we're pretty much where we were the other night.
Last week we spoke about potentially 3 or 4 players moving on. Any of those any closer to being out the door?
I think they are closer. They are closer, definitely. It's just obviously, in the window, actually 24 hours is a hell of a long time, and I know we've got about 72 hours left of what it is now. They definitely are closer, but I've got nothing to report as of yet. But obviously, we're reasonably confident that 1 or 2 will be leaving, and it's the right thing to do for all concerned.
Potentially a couple coming through the door before Monday as well?
I certainly hope so. Again, we're definitely closer. I'm very, very, very confident on one, super confident on one of them. But yeah, I don't want to sort of go yes until I know like 100%. But yeah, no, I'm super confident one will be done very, very quickly. And yeah, I think we're waiting on the answers for one or two more. But again, we won't be the only sort of clubs that'll be interested or in town, so to speak. So whether it's sort of today, whether it's tomorrow, I do believe before Monday that at least a couple of new faces have been the door.
How's the dynamic sort of working with transfers now? Mickey Moore's departed the club.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a few of us almost sort of taking control. Obviously, Tom Ware, head of recruitment, is involved heavily in it. Liam is obviously taking conversations and dealing with finances, and then obviously myself and Rich are doing our little bit as well, and and obviously once it gets to sort of contract stage between Liam and Jane, they do the finances and the contract. So there's a little bit of mucking in by everybody, I've got to say. A little bit how it used to be fair. Lots and lots of conversations. Didn't really get much time to spend with what should have been a family day on Wednesday, which didn't go down too well with my wife and my son. But dealing with a lot of phone calls, as you can imagine. But the reality is, it needs must, it has to happen. So it's one of them where it can be quite challenging and quite stressful at times, but it's actually quite exciting as well. So it's something that we look forward to.
Something tells me your family might not see much of you in the next 72 hours as well.
No, yeah, it's going to be a busy period, there's no doubt. Obviously, we've got the deadline looming, we've got the game tomorrow, we've obviously got a game to prepare on Tuesday as well. So, yeah, all go, but I'd rather it be that way than, sat there with my legs crossed and having nothing to do.
I was going to say, you're enjoying the challenge and how full on it is. It's obviously, we spoke in the off season about it being your first pre-season and summer transfer window back in football for a while. You've enjoying it all? Yeah,
no, absolutely, yeah. And to be fair, it's like I say, the last sort of couple of weeks has all been exciting. To feel like we've got reins on things a little bit, which is exciting for me because there's certain. Hopefully, it's the type of profile of player that walks through the door before Monday. Will give everybody an opportunity of hopefully what it'll be like if we can have a bit of continued success.
We'll watch closely. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.